Now in its 10th year, this is GabNet. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey, live from Harlem in New York City. Yeah, this is Alex Bennett in the Ramble. That's me. Yeah, I have to hurry. Hello, Lori Thompson. I have to hurry because we have to do this, and then I have to go to PT.
Which is, physical therapy.
And I hate physical therapy because today I've got to tell the physical therapy person
Yes.
that I'm sorry, but it's not working.
You're not doing it. You're giving, you got to know when to cut bait.
I mean, I've been doing it every day, and
Yeah.
I've only been getting worse. I get out to walk, and my legs are weak,
Yeah.
and I've done all the exercises. I mean, religiously every day.
Yeah, that's hard to understand, except when you think that that's like an industry, probably a multi-billion-dollar industry,
Yeah.
physical therapy, and you get them in conjunction with the insurance companies, see?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's just all kinds of things they can bill to that.
Mm-hmm. So,
Yeah.
And something, we were having trouble with the sound earlier, and I think I found my problem. It was on my side.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you taking the heat.
Yeah. So
Sometimes it seems like I do this radio show down here. It's just a once a week thing
yeah.
at a classic rock station. And sometimes I will leave the room and the board will correct itself. Like I can't get it to do something. So, I just take a break and then I come back and it's fixed itself.
What I did is I turned down the volume and here. And so that's why you were so low. We were having trouble with her being low, but I can't blame her now. God damn it! You like to be able to blame the woman.
Oh yeah, and also when something goes wrong like that, and everything seems like you always do it, like this is the way we always do it. What's wrong? And then there's that added level of frustration.
It's your fault, woman.
Yeah, chick. Blame it on the chick.
Yeah. And the guys will never admit they're wrong.
I know. Well, yeah. I hate those things, generalizations I call them. But I hate, women always do this, guys do that. But I think that somehow, is it because you think it diminishes our respect or admiration for you if you don't know all the answers?
Well, that I don't know, but what the hell,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Anyway, and I'm out of sync, I think, a little bit here.
Sync?
Yeah, I don't know. I go out of sync, and I never can figure out why.
Yeah, that means when the audio, when what you're saying.
I went and got a more powerful machine, and it won't work. I'm having technical problems today, folks.
Well, we have on our cable system, that happens all the time to where we just are used to it. Like someone will drop a brush on the table and you'll hear it 20 minutes later. Oh, yeah, that was that brush.
Yeah. Well, I can always switch over here on pictures here. There we go. And let's see, I'm more in sync than I was.
Oh,
well, not really.
Not really. In sync like the band, and they're bringing back in sync, and you could be, and you're already in sync.
Yeah.
You should audition.
Well, anyway, see, I'm out of sync, folks. That's weird. I give up. Everything's going wrong today.
Does it give you that sinking feeling, though? That's what it really
does. Anyway, so don't mind if I'm out of sync, folks.
Okay.
Screw it.
I don't mind.
Screw it. So how are you doing down there in Florida?
Well, everybody, see, I can tell when CNN, I'm not a big watcher of CNN or Fox, thank goodness, but I can tell when the coverage around the country on CNN about our weather is just crazed, because my friends and you were kind to text about our whereabouts. And we don't get it. We're in the Panhandle. It's like this. As soon as I say it's a safe little corner, then it'll go crazy. But we don't get much of the hurricane activity that the east side gets.
Yeah. So, but did you get? You must have gotten wind though.
We get, that's the reason we're indoors today here. We have wind like hecka crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's no hurricane now.
No, it's kind of like we get the
In
aftermath.
other words, where are you exactly? You're up near the Panhandle, right?
Yes, and we live. You can imagine, which it's about 50 miles south of Pensacola,
Mhm.
and if you drew a line east to west between Mobile and Tallahassee, we'd be in the middle. It's near Destin.
Okay.
And yeah,
No, we're 40 miles from Pensacola.
my husband is trying to mansplain. No, but
10 miles
we're
from
40 miles
Pensacola.
Pensacola.
40 miles from Pensacola?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So if I looked at Pensacola, then where would I look? North?
No, you would look south from
South,
Pensacola,
Pensacola.
and there we would be.
Okay.
And yeah, we haven't.
Because I was watching all those maps on TV, and they were showing the maps on TV, and they were going here, and we're going, this is where it's going, and I said, I don't know where she lives, but it looks like it's missing her.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does, and it can look like it's headed straight for us. And this last one, Milton,
Mhm.
did get closer than the others have characteristically, but still, our shingles are intact and everything.
Well, I
didn't
got the shingles once, so
It's horrible. It's
Yeah.
supposed to be horrible.
yeah, having a shingled roof. I mean, that must be painful. But anyway, so God, I'm really out of sync. This is ridiculous. Well, anyway, live with it, folks, if you're watching us.
Okay.
I don't know why I get obsessed by these things, and it throws everything off. I just like to talk to you. But anyway, I had these people visit us from Port St. Lucie.
Oh yeah.
They got it bad because what they got were the tornadoes.
Oh,
Okay.
those are, and see, in the Midwest, I am familiar, having lived in Tornado Alley in Illinois, with those. They're a completely different animal.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Well,
So-
they had hurricanes, and the hurricanes caused the tornadoes, I think.
That's often the way it seems to go.
Yeah.
But tornadoes, you can actually see coming from miles away. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
physical
And,
image.
but there's no way you can dodge them. They're going to go where they're going to go.
Oh yeah, you might be able to outdrive them. I don't know. I'm not going to try, but
Yeah.
Never have.
Well, they have these tornado chasers.
yeah. The story. Well, wasn't that movie Twister with Helen
Yeah,
Hunt about
yeah.
that?
Where they actually go and study them and so on. Yeah. But the thing is, I wonder why people live in Tornado Alley. I mean, if you know there are tornadoes, why don't you move to where there aren't tornadoes?
Yeah.
But
if
every
they bug you.
place in the country you go, there's some kind of meteorological negative
Yeah. Well,
associated with it, or not even meteorological. In California, I say, how can you people live with tornadoes? And they'd say, well, how can you live with earthquakes?
right, but earthquakes are so much better. You get no notice, so you don't have to stress.
Mhm.
It will hit you at the oddest
Nobody
time.
on television is saying we're expecting a earthquake today.
Earthquake. Yeah. Your chances of earthquake today on your weather app.
Although I have
40%.
people used to say to me, it's earthquake weather.
Well, you know what? There might be some. I mean, I'm not saying that's a statement of fact. I'm just saying that the day we had the earthquake in San Francisco in '89,
Hmm.
I had taken a drive down the marina, and there's always activity at Chrissy Field on the marina. Joggers, dog walkers, everything. And there was silence. So I don't know if that had anything to do, but it's one of those weird things that I made a note before the incident happened.
Hmm.
Usually you can say, well, I noticed this morning after an earthquake.
You were there for the Loma Prieta, right?
Oh, yeah, totally. I
Yeah.
lived in the marina, and
Yeah.
I was getting ready to go to the
Oh,
World
okay.
Series. Yeah. And I was like, there was a jolt, but it wasn't major. And then 15 seconds or so later, there was a major jolt where my speakers started off.
Were we doing? Were we doing the show then at Live
No.
105? No.
No, that was when you were on hiatus. I was working with Perry Stone then.
Oh, really? So that was during that hiatus.
Yeah, and they
Yes,
what they
of
did.
course. Let me backtrack. Of course, I should know that because I was out of work, and then the earthquake hit, and I said, "I'm going to be still out of work after this is over."
Yeah.
You know, and I went. No matter how hard I try, there's no way to solve it. I'm out of work, and everybody's going to be so thrown off by this earthquake that what do I do? Send out audition tapes, like while the day after the earthquake? I don't think so.
Well, you might have gotten a little sympathy attention, oh, but he just went through that earthquake. Let's listen to it.
Yeah, well, I went through that earthquake, and it was what it was. But I remember, you're absolutely right. I wasn't working, and I was between jobs.
Yeah, and they put us up in the Mount Sutro is one of the highest places in San Francisco Bay Area. So they put a trailer on Mount Sutro, and the day after the earthquake, we didn't broadcast. Nobody was. KCBS was. But they put the trailer on top of Sutro, and we broadcast there for, I think, a week.
Really?
Yeah. It was a while.
Did you have a live studio audience?
No, but our program director and I thought this was nice. See, and we were out of our home. I lived in a marina, so all of us in my apartment building there were only 4 units, but
Yeah.
We were out of our home, so I was staying with various friends, and the program director would come and pick me up every morning, and then we would drive to do radio on Mount Sutro. So it was kind of a neat little vignette.
Wow. Yeah, of course, I should have. You see, I've gotten to the point in my life where I'm really muddled about my past.
It's easy to do, man. I mean, and you have
And I should have
Google
remembered that, of course, I was out of work because I remember that the first thought that came to mind was, oh, my God, well, I'm out of work and try finding a job after this.
Yeah. But there is that period of readjustment where everybody's kind of skittish.
Yeah.
To make decisions.
So, I mean, that was a terrible thing. I mean, I was in the marina. Were you living? Uh-huh. You say you were living in the marina at that time?
I was renting in the marina at the time.
Okay.
And that's when all the radio stuff went down. I found out that you were leaving, and that was very upsetting to me. Then our general manager resigned shortly thereafter. Mm-hmm. And then they said, we're going to bring in this guy from San Jose. And he was a nice person, like to have coffee with or something. Everybody on the air, he was a shock jock, which is just not my thing at all.
Yeah, and here's what he was doing. He was attempting to be a shock jock, as opposed to actually being a shock jock. I mean, Howard Stern was a shock jock.
Yeah.
And then there were the people that imitated Howard Stern, and that's who this guy was.
Yeah, and he really thrived on produced bits that you would play like 2 or 3 times a morning. And he was very good at those produced bits, but you're limited in your format and your premise to movie trailers, things like that.
Yeah.
When you're doing a parody of something in 30 seconds. And so that was not my style either.
Yeah.
I like reality and wit.
Well, yeah, I think we were a little smarter as a show than he was.
I would agree.
Yeah. What happened, in case people don't know, in my career, I was in San Francisco, and I used to be a big shot.
You were a big shot.
I like to use that term because there was a movie called The Roaring Twenties with Humphrey Bogart and Jimmy Cagney. And at the end of it, Jimmy Cagney gets shot, and he stumbles down the street, and he stumbles onto the steps of this church where he rolls down, and he's dead. And his girlfriend runs up to him, cradles him in her arms, and a cop comes along and says, "What's his name?" And she gave whatever the name was and says, "What did he do?" And she looks up at him and says, "He used to be a big shot." And Warner Brothers always had great last lines in those films. Is this the end of Rico?
Yeah.
Top of the World Ma, things like that. And that one was he used to be a big shot. Now, I'm watching this movie one night when I'm out of work, and I go, yeah, I used to be a big shot, right? So even on my website, it says he used to be a big shot.
That's fun.
On my
Yeah.
Facebook page. Yeah.
Well, you still got every time I went out with you after I met you, you still get recognized on the street because you had not Midnight Blue, but you had Comedy Tonight, which you hosted
Yes,
on
Comedy
BBS.
Tonight, yeah.
Yeah.
And I also did a TV show over at Channel 7
Oh, really?
called Login TV. That's what I won Miami for.
Oh, I did not know that. I thought you won it for a special.
Well, no,
Like
I know
Peter
that.
Breaker's thing.
The other Emmy I have is a sports Emmy.
The other Emmy I have.
Yeah, it was for we did a what do you call it?
Beta Breakers.
Beta Breakers. Yeah,
Yeah. And you were the comic relief. I
that's
think you
right.
offered cheese platters too. We went through a phase where we offered people cheese platters just randomly. Like you sent me to the Oakland Convention Center with a cheese platter to look up Wolf Blitzer, who was in town, the newsman.
Really, I didn't remember doing that, but I probably did do it. I sent you over with a cheese platter for
A
Wolf
cheese platter.
Blitzer.
And the best part was we get there and we find out where he is, and he's only one floor away. So I'm riding up the escalator, trying not to drop this cheese platter. And then he and I crossed on the elevators, and I said, Wolf Blitzer, welcome to Oakland, San Francisco Bay Area. We want to welcome you. The Alex Bennett Show welcomes you with a cheese platter. And he was
He's
said,
going
"Well,
down the elevator, and you're going up.
yeah, here's your cheese platter. Yeah. And I remember there were buffalo wings in it. And I said, yeah, you've got some buffalo wings. And he goes, yeah, I'm from Buffalo. And I was just like, well, there you go. It was meant to be. It's kismet.
But yeah,
he was fun.
I don't remember that. But then
Yeah,
again, I
I
don't
think I took
remember
part.
anything any longer except what
Yeah.
happened 2 minutes ago. And you're who?
Yeah, well, you know what? The thing that worries me more than those events long ago, those are kind of easy to remember for me. But it's the cliched, what did I come in this room for? And I used to have like a very organized way of keeping track of my thoughts, like in a conversation. Like
Mhm.
if it was a 2 hour conversation, I could keep track of everything and come back to it, kind of as a callback. And that doesn't come as naturally anymore.
Really?
Maybe.
Yeah. What do I forget? I'll tell you what I forgot the other day. Somebody comes in and I've got Wi-Fi in the apartment. Of course,
Yeah.
I've got Wi-Fi in the apartment, and they went, we want to use your Wi-Fi. What's the password? And I'm thinking and going, I don't remember the password.
Yeah, and it's
And
those
the
things that
reason
get-
is that when I set the Wi-Fi, that was like 10 years ago,
Yeah.
and I never had to change it.
Mhm.
So I didn't
And
know what the passwords were. So I went on to my account over at Verizon, and I was able to look it up there.
Well, that's good. Yeah,
But-
see, because
but I couldn't remember, and I went, I remember most of my passwords. I'm pretty good about that,
yeah, it's very disheartening when you can't remember something that you know almost as well as you know your middle name. Or you can't remember your middle name. But my husband is very good about that. He keeps like a log, a library of our passwords.
Well, I noticed when we were with him, he's very keeping tabs of everything.
Yeah, he's very detail oriented.
Yeah. In fact, I
Yeah.
think we discussed a little bit about that, and I said that I'm that way too.
Yeah.
I'm not to the point where I'm obsessive compulsive, but to the point where I make sure I know where I've got my passwords. So I've got my passwords in one place, and I look them up, and I see what the password is. I look there. I hadn't changed it.
Yeah. See, that's when you're relieved and kind of annoyed.
So finally, I got them on there. You know.
Yeah.
So
Well, I did the same thing once. A friend of mine and I were going to go to Greece, and I couldn't find my passport. And I'd gone to Illinois to stash my stuff till I knew what I was going to do.
hmm
And you can't get a passport without your birth certificate. And so I just like hemmed and hawed, and we needed to get it
yeah.
like soon, a rush order. So it was like $200 more. And so I knew where the birth certificate was, but I thought I have no idea where the passport is. So
Oh,
I resigned myself to the fact, pay the $200, and I go, and in my birth certificate envelope, there's my passport.
hmm
So, but you can't use it then. It's just like
You know
we
what
got
happened? This just froze up. The picture froze up on us on my
really.
recording. On my recording. Yeah.
It doesn't even give us the dignity of being pixelated.
Let me see. Let me pause recording.
All right.
Yeah, we were frozen there for a minute or so.
Where I don't know any of the songs from Frozen, or we could have broken into a
Yeah,
melody.
but we froze on the video being recorded. Everything's going wrong today, folks.
Now, is Mercury still in retrograde?
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I have a theory that when Mercury's in retrograde,
What does that mean? Oh, now we're in sync too, which is good.
yeah, well, things are supposed to be screwy. Things that you can normally rely on technically and with machinery and with computer
Yeah.
issues are prone to go awry. And so,
When it's in retrograde or something.
yeah, but I have a theory that because I'm an iconoclast, when Mercury's in retrograde, everything is going great for me. Like, keep it on, Mercury.
Yeah, I just figured out the best way for me to get myself back in sync is to stop recording and keep going and start going. But we froze up there, folks. This is amazing, amazing. We usually never had problems with this.
We're
Yeah.
great little copers, though. We can cope. We flow.
Right. Well, there was also something. Well, anyway, here's what I hate. Okay, and I came up against this, and Marjorie is so pissed at it too. I hate these numbers. They say, "We want to identify you. Would you please go and put in? You're going to get an email from us right now. Put in the numbers you see."
It's a scam, is my first
No,
reaction.
no. You do this all the time. If you go somewhere, let's say you go to your account at AT&T or something.
Yeah.
And then they want to make sure it's you because they haven't heard from you in a while. So they're going to send you a group of numbers
Yeah.
that you then have to put in to make
Yeah.
get further. You know that when you do that?
Oh,
That
yeah.
happens all the time, and I hate it.
You know what? I don't know why everybody wants our social security number. You order a pizza and they want your social security number. What's with that bogosity? It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah. They want but they want this number, and then you have to put it in, and then you can go forward with whatever your business was.
Your
And
life can continue.
And sometimes I don't get their email, so I never get the number.
And then you
I mean,
go-
folks, could you just have a little thing I can check that says I really don't care if somebody steals my stuff.
right.
Just
yeah.
don't bother me with this crap. With these numbers, I got to put in endlessly. But we haven't seen you in a while, or you're on a different computer. Here,
Right,
just
right.
send us these numbers.
Yeah.
Oh, fine.
And like someone may have hacked into your pickleball membership. Okay.
But anyway, getting back to what was happening in San Francisco with the
Or Loma Prieta in '89.
Loma Prieta, I was out of work and it was very depressing. I finally had to go to Florida to find a job. That
Yeah,
was hell, folks.
I know you don't like. Well, my husband lived in Miami. He does not like Miami, but his
Miami's the meanest city in America. Everybody there is mean,
angry.
angry.
Well, I think that the language composition, like half people speak Spanish, half English theoretically, but I think Spanish is becoming the prevalent language in Miami.
Mhm.
And I think people don't want to admit that they're a little, biased, a little, hey, they can speak American a third, but
Mhm. Wait a minute.
Did you go?
No,
Oh, there you go.
I just
You
clicked
disappeared.
something. I'm out of it today. Just
Yeah,
keep
but
going.
but
Yeah.
the thing is, you don't want to say that. It's so politically incorrect, and
Mm-hmm.
so then then it festers, and you become angry.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Stephen
yeah.
Cohen, huh?
Yeah. So I remember the Loma Prieta quake.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me too.
it made me homeless. Anyway, I think we've got everything set up. So next week she's not going to be out of sync and nothing wrong is going to go on. So we've got it settled. What is your husband? Is he making something for lunch?
Can you hear? Yeah,
Yeah.
he makes lunch is a big deal around here. Yes, he's very into lunch, and he usually has an assembly of all the good nutritious food groups,
Mhm.
and he will whip those together.
Yeah.
It's always different, but yeah, du jour today, I think maybe some butter chicken. There could be some homemade chili on the menu, and then nuts.
I take it you don't cook.
I never have.
Anyway,
Never.
we've run out of time. We'll see you again next week, okay?
Okay, I'll learn to cook between now and then.
That's Lori Thompson, ladies and gentlemen. Bye-bye, Lori.
Now in its 10th year, this is GabNet. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Okay, there she goes, ladies and gentlemen. That's Lori Thompson. That, of course, is an old thing we did with her. I don't know which ones I'm repeating and not repeating. I don't know, but we're going to keep running them because we don't want you to forget about Lori. Lori has not been well. She got a touch of the cancer, as I like to always say as a joke. Oh, my beard isn't. Yeah, what is this? I guess I have to cut this down. Anyway, hello, welcome. It's let's see here. It's Wednesday. It's another week of 3 shows in a row. We got the one show on Monday, but that's a different animal than this one. And there are 4 people waiting to come in here, and let's bring them in. Why not? Here they come. There's Jeff, and there's me, and there's Kevin, and there's Alan, and there's Charlie. Hello, Charlie. Hello, Charlie. He hasn't got himself turned on yet. Okay, well, he'll do it any second now.
At our age, it takes a little longer to get turned on.
Speak for yourself. Although I have to agree with you. Hello, Charlie. Can you hear us now?
Yeah, yep.
Oh, yep. Hello, Kevin. How are you? Oh, his mic, now he isn't working. We'll get everybody working. Jeff, are you there?
I was just
I'm
on
there.
You see? Jeff was ready to go.
You beat me, Jeff. You beat me.
Me too.
You're in trouble.
Me too.
So look at this. Look at this.
Oh,
This was given to me today. I don't know if I like though. You
I
like
like the look. Yeah.
you like the look?
It makes you look 10 years younger.
Okay, it's the more well. Anyway, I got this because today was my last day at PT. I graduated. I got to ring a bell, and they gave me this. Okay, Spear is the name of the company, and they gave me a T-shirt. I'll show you the T-shirt. Here, it's actually a very nice
Jeez.
T-shirt. It's gray, and it's boy. Let me see here. There we go.
Is Trump for president? Oh, no.
Yeah, no, it's a Spear T-shirt. So,
All I got was a handshake and a shove out the door.
oh
Right.
really?
If
They
that.
did a whole thing. I rang the bell and they all cheered in the PT place. So
Wow.
yeah. So it's the end of my PT.
Sure, you weren't in the cancer ward by accident, were you?
No. They do this, I guess, because I don't know whether I really am better, or they just had to get rid of me after a certain amount of time because of Medicare.
Yeah.
Although this is another year of Medicare, so they could have done it, and my neurologist wrote up a new script for more work, you know. But the woman felt that I had pretty much done what I had to do, you know, that I'm better. I don't feel better, but she says I am better. She says she's noticed a noticeable improvement in me since I've been coming in. So anyway, so she said, go home, do all the exercises, do them a couple of days a week. And if you have any real problems or you feel you need a tune-up, just give us a call and we'll book you in and give you a tune-up, you know. So we'll see. Do I look better?
Yes.
You haven't seen me walk, you know. Anyway, so welcome to another week.
You may leave a cabinet open in your house, Jeff. You got a big boo-boo on your head, huh?
Oh, you missed last show.
Oh, you missed last week when he got it.
Oh, that's right. I was not here Friday, but
Yes.
I watched the Friday show afterwards.
Well, apparently not carefully enough.
I guess not.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell him what happened
I mean,
again,
it's
Jeff.
almost done.
Yeah, tell him what happened, Jeff. How did that happen?
Oh, well, my wife was practicing with her gun,
Mm-hmm.
and she shot it. And by the way, she kind of punched me with it.
Yeah.
And I went down and called the hospital, and I did okay.
Did you turn her into the cops?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
No. It's not a crime in Connecticut to shoot your husband.
The pistol whip him.
But no.
That's the weapon.
So he had a little altercation with what? What did you hit? It was.
I hit part of my computer, which makes nothing. But
I don't know how you can do that. But
Zoom. You need to get the Zoom so the computer screen gets bigger, so you don't have to get that close.
yeah, but that you know. Hell, as we old people get bruises and nicks and scratches. Okay,
Right.
that's all there
I
is
do
to it.
too. Don't leave me out.
You know, I'm very careful about mine because they say, you know, be careful if you see some kind of like problems on your skin or whatever. It could be the leukemia, you know. But I have a couple here, but it's from the watch, rubbing against the watch when I sleep. So I'm okay, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who cares, you know? At my age, it's just a matter of. I was telling Marjorie tonight. I said, "Gee, you know, if I'm feeling this rotten at this age, imagine how I'm going to feel when I get to be, I don't know, when I hit what 84, 5 or 6 or 7 or 8, 87, 8. I don't know." Anyway, I'm out of it. Okay. Hello there. How are you?
Brian.
Brian.
what's your name again?
It's Brian.
Yes. Doing good.
Yeah.
Doing good. Just getting over my Super Bowl hangover finally. So.
I saw your little video you made for people.
Which? My Valentine's Day.
Yeah, your Valentine's Day.
Well, now you know who she is.
Yep.
Gotta say, she's gorgeous.
Yeah. But
Yeah, I got a smack from that. So.
You got a smack from who?
From my current girlfriend.
Your current girlfriend. See, this guy, well, come on, look at him. He's going to have a current girlfriend, isn't he? You know, I'm waiting for him to turn ugly, but I think he's going to look better 5 days dead than we look right now.
My grandfather, when I took care of him, and he was 85, 86, and he passed away at 87.
Mm-hmm.
And old Italian with the wavy gray, you know, like hair, like color like mine. And I was just so thankful. I looked at his head and I said, because it's your mother's father, you know. So
Yeah.
I was so thankful. I said, I'm so thankful about your hair. I said that when I go gray, I'll go gray, but thank God for the hair. So
Yeah. Well, that's he's a good-looking guy. What can I say? You know, every woman who watches this show has a crush on him. But there aren't many women who watch this show, so don't.
Yeah, I was gonna say all two of them.
Yeah, we don't have that many women, I think, watching this show, and I don't know why. Although the Monday show, we get a nice proportion of women on that show.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
We don't talk politics. Maybe that's why.
that could be. That could
Oh.
be. Well, there's
Dookie.
there's nothing to talk about now. Trump hasn't
But
done anything.
women should be cooking and cleaning the kitchen right around this time, right?
Yeah. But there's nothing to.
Well, there goes my two girl fans, women fans.
Well,
Sorry.
and the one you already have.
No, I try to keep this show away from people I go out with.
From what?
From people I go out with.
Oh, now they're people you go out
I mean,
with.
women.
No, but I mean, the women you go out with. There's
met,
not just one now?
Hello, no, don't get me in trouble. Thank God. I almost told her to watch tonight. I'm so glad I didn't. No, I mean, when I've dated in the past, this last episode, whatever you want to call it, I've never really talked to them.
So that was a little more than an episode.
It was like a year and a half or something. I don't know.
Was it only? No, it couldn't have been.
Do you know how much?
Wait a minute. It couldn't have been a year and a half because your daughter is like what?
No.
How old is
Yeah,
she?
no, but I mean, my ex and I broke up and everything like a year. Well, it's like 2 years ago.
Really? Is it that long
Yeah, it was
ago
more
already?
than a year, Alex.
Yeah. When you saw the bed in the background in the office when I was on the show, that's when I was sleeping in there.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's something.
When you guys know, when you're in a relationship for so long and you get out of that relationship, and when you realize how bad that relationship was, I mean, it's such a relief now. My God, my hair's gonna turn black again. I think.
There was a point in the relationship where it wasn't terrible, right?
Right, but things went terrible, and then sometimes people hold on to it and try to keep it.
Well, that's true.
And
That's true.
I'm just stupid for maybe trying to keep it for so long, maybe sometimes. So.
Well, I mean that's true, but you had a daughter by this last relationship.
Yeah, and that happened pretty quick. That happened like 2 years, a year and a half into our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So. Yeah, I mean, I was ready for all that stuff. It was just that
when she told you she was pregnant, how did you feel about that?
I said, "Is it mine?"
Jesus.
No
wonder she left you.
That's a long story. Maybe I need a 30-minute, before this show interview for that whole story. Yeah. And I still have the sonogram, and it has that one picture. She has like a big nose. Adrian, she has a big nose and a little belly. So I knew after that it was mine.
Well, you were very lucky. Even though it didn't turn out to be a good relationship, you have a wonderful daughter out of it.
Oh yeah, of course. I saw her and her other kids. I mean, Stephanie and Simon. So I actually took out Stephanie and Adrian for lunch today because Stephanie's birthday was on Saturday. So took Stephanie shopping, and so we had a good afternoon today.
So you still maintain being a good father to them.
Yeah, and it bugs the hell out of her because I text their mom and I say, can I take my daughters out for lunch today? And she hates me calling her other kids my kids, but fuck, I raised them for 11 years. What do you think?
Wait a minute, that relationship was 11 years?
Yeah. From 11, so they were from 5. They were 5 and 7, and now they're 17 and 19. So, yeah. So.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's.
Well, if you spent that much time with those kids, obviously you were not. You didn't say I'm your father or anything like that, or call me dad. But
no, but they did all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever they want. If they want to call you dad, let them. They can do it.
Yeah, I was sort of uncomfortable at the beginning, and then their father actually had colon cancer and passed away. Oh. So then it was definitely, and that was like 3 or 4 years after we were dating. So yeah, so then it was definitely yeah. So
How-
anyway,
how-
I'm the father that they know,
how-
and it just
yeah.
it just bothers my ex.
How old was their father?
This girl, she's got like this thing for old guys. So he was older than me. She's 40 right now, and then I'm 57, 56, 57, 58,
Yeah, but
something like
that's,
that. And
that's
then,
not that much older. That's still.
and then so her ex was like a year or two older than me, and now she's dating a guy who's 1 year younger than me. So, so I'm
Okay.
just
So how old
like
was? How
going-
much older was her husband before you?
Oh, he was a couple years older than me, so like 19-year difference. I'm 17-year difference. Now she's with the guy 16-year difference.
So he got a colon cancer at what age?
Oh, he got colon cancer.
Oh, wow. He must be,
Probably in his 40s.
Yeah, late 40s. Yeah.
Wow.
And geez, yeah, I mean that took him pretty quick. He always like tried to get, he always tried to pull some stunt not to pay child support and stuff, and then all of a sudden he pulled this thing. Oh, we have to go to court because I have stage 4 colon cancer, and we're like, this guy's lying. We saw him in court. Oh my God, he lost so much weight. He looked like an alien.
Oh, wow.
And we said, oh my God, no, he's gonna die soon. So
Did he give the kids more money and because he was dying?
no, there's a oh, wait till you're 18 and all this stuff, and one turned 18 and got nothing. Yeah, it's like-
Jeez. Oh,
anyways, yeah, he's Disneyland dad. I call him Disneyland dad because he would take him to Disneyland and then disappear for a while. You know, so.
Yeah. Well,
anyways, yeah. So it's
Yeah, not everybody can be decent that way, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, everybody has their story, but man, I can't stay away from Adrian for like a week, So I don't know how people do it when they don't have custody and the dads disappear and stuff. I mean, like I said, I know everybody has their story, but man, it's hard for me to stay
Well,
away
you
from.
remember Kathleen, who used to call this show at one point when we were going out together, she came to me and she said, I haven't had my period in about 3 weeks.
Mm.
And I said, you mean you might be pregnant? She says, might be so. And I said, good. That was my first reaction. If I'm going to have kids, I want to have them by accident. I don't want to have them because I married somebody and now let's have some kids,
Yeah.
I like the idea, but turned out she wasn't pregnant. So, But she was amazed by that because she thought I'd go running for the hills. I guess most people would think I would go running for the hills. So, I mean.
You live in
we
San
tried
Francisco,
for
right?
over a year before.
What?
Right.
What?
So we tried for over a year. That's worse than you're trying to get pregnant and it can't happen.
Wow.
Well, first
Somebody should have got you a book. You were doing it wrong.
Yeah, you don't get pregnant from anal sex, okay? So it's,
Oh, that's the problem.
yeah, you don't. At least that's what I've heard.
If that was, well, fortunately, that's true, I guess, because if it wasn't, there'd be a lot more babies in San Francisco.
Yeah. Yes, right. You're right. Yeah. But anyway, here we are. It's Wednesday, and all this week our president hasn't done anything we can talk about.
Yeah, what's going on?
He ran out of dumb ideas.
Well, yeah, he has. He's
What rock are you
talking
under?
about.
I'm saying that facetiously.
Yeah, I knew that.
Mhm.
I was gonna say.
To begin with, Trump called Zelensky a dictator.
And he said that he started the war.
Well, I was going to get to that part of it.
Sorry.
And according to Drudge, worried NATO holds drills. Okay. Putin on the brink of victory, it says here. Well, no, I agree. Because you got a president here that's going to just give the Ukraine up. And when he's going around saying that Ukraine started the war, I mean, I have a memory of this whole thing, and I don't think it's, a faulty
Not the way it
memory.
worked.
What?
It's not the way it the way it
Well,
had.
he's got
Yeah.
Phil Meyer believing it.
Yeah.
What?
He's got Phil Meyer believing it. Phil just takes the company line on anything.
No, wait. What does Phil believe now?
Yeah, he believes that because Trump says that Zelensky started the war, he started the war.
Gee, I don't know, but I seem to remember that those first missiles that hit inside of Ukraine came from Russia.
They were lined up on the border for a month.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I don't, Zelensky, and how do you call Zelensky a dictator? No, there haven't been new elections in Ukraine, but during wartime, you really don't want to change your guard, you know? You want to just keep it going like it's going, and I'm sure when it's all over, he'll be happy to, hold an election and get the hell out of there.
Become a comedian again.
Remember
Become
what
a
I said?
comedian again, yeah.
Tools working tools, and Putin is working the mark
Yeah.
Trump just like a tool.
Oh,
Yeah, but,
no, like a
Putin
puppet.
is smart.
Like a puppet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Putin is smart enough
Hillary was
to,
right.
to work the president, and Trump is dumb enough to think that they're friends.
Yep.
Well, he thinks he's buttering him up, but he's not going to just say nice words to him and Putin's going to stop.
Well,
He's
they're
going to give stuff up.
Well, first they're holding talks, right, with Russia about what's going to happen in Ukraine without asking Zelensky. I came up with another name altogether. Zelensky, when they invite him to the talks, and doesn't it affect his country? Shouldn't he be there? I mean, what is wrong with Trump? Well, that's a stupid question. What's wrong with Trump?
We don't have that wrong.
Well, you know what I see, and everybody get ready for this. We are in a bad situation now. He has been so dismantling this government so fast that we are going to see a recession like we haven't seen. Okay? And on top of that, and what is Phil going to say then about a recession?
He'll blame it on Biden.
To blame it on Biden.
What does he say about the inflation? He said day one, prices will start going down and all this stuff. And now he starts saying, oh, wow, inflation was here before I came. Like 3 weeks ago. He said 3 weeks ago, for one. It's been more than 3 weeks he's been.
Yeah, but yes, absolutely, inflation was here before he became president. But he was saying while inflation was happening, when he was running for president, that on day one he would do something about it.
I don't know what gas prices are like in New York, but it's almost a gallon more since Trump took over in California.
We went out to dinner tonight to an Italian restaurant we go to. And I looked at the check, and we used to pay, I think, to eat there maybe somewhere like $75, $80, something like that. Do you know how? It's same exact stuff we always order. We order calamari, and then she orders a pasta dish, and I order a pasta dish, pretty much the same price. And then we order tiramisu, which they have the best tiramisu ever, okay? No, we used to come to about $80, maybe 90 a little bit. It's 150 today.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay. Well, thank you, Shecky. Thank God I can afford it.
Yeah.
So back to the orange orangutan. So number one, he says, oh, I'm going to stop the war because millions of people are dying every day, and this should never have happened, and it's going to stop with one phone call. First thing I do, and hasn't happened. Same thing with the prices, going to go down. First day one, all this stuff. Instead, he's signing no more paper straws.
He's what?
Signing no more paper straws.
He's signing them. What do you mean
He's signing? They signing those
Executive
orders.
Oh,
We talked about that last week.
For straws, yeah.
We talked about that last week.
But instead of taking care of his promises, he should have had a plan for all this stuff. But he's saying, oh, I just got here a few weeks ago. Well, you should have already had a plan for this when you said day one, this stuff's going to change.
Yeah.
Okay, can we talk about kids again or something?
Yeah, let's talk about
So Robert F. Kennedy Jr. today says, I got a CDC letter, says that he is not going to work on bird flu for humans if it starts, going human to human. They're working on a bird flu shot to give to the chickens, so it kills the bird flu in the chickens. That's one way to do it, but that's a lot of chickens.
Yes, far more chickens
They're
than
gonna
people.
vaccinate the chickens, but not make a vaccine for people. This guy is weird.
Well,
What about the chickens? What about the chickens that don't believe in vaccines?
That's right. What happens then if they're anti-vax chickens?
Somebody said RFK. It sounds like he's talking into a massage chair.
Yeah.
It's probably the vibrator he carries with him that looks like a microphone.
did he get in okay as
Yeah, he was.
I can't remember. There's so many of them, and I don't know who got through. So he got through, huh? So they're going to inoculate the chickens. Let's see. How many chickens have they killed so far? 30 million?
Yeah, over 1 million.
Okay. So what would you do? Take 30 million chickens and vaccinate them?
I'm sure there's a lot more chickens alive than that.
I would say you'd have to go through the whole chicken population.
I would think so too.
And every time an egg comes to term, there's another chicken.
Yeah.
I love these anti-vax people. They won't vaccinate their kids, so they got a meningitis outbreak in Texas.
Meningitis.
Around the country.
Meningitis.
Right. And but they'll vaccinate their dogs and cats.
Yeah.
The same people.
Well, the dogs and cats have better insurance than the parents do.
The vaccines are free in a lot of places.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with vaccines. Who got this idea? There was something wrong with vaccines.
We've had to vaccinate our kids forever for going into school. I don't understand this.
I mean, it wiped out, virtually wiped out polio worldwide. I think we only had one case of polio last year, and they were worried about that because it shouldn't be coming back. But they absolutely got rid of a whole disease that was plaguing basically children. And it was wonderful. I mean, the day it happened, there's an old story that I'd like to tell that Dave Garroway was telling about his son. He was getting dressed up for a testimonial dinner for Jonas Salk, who was the guy who came up with the original vaccine. Not the best one, but the original vaccine. And he was all dressed up, and his son said to him, "Where are you going?" He says, "I'm going to a testimonial dinner tonight for Jonas Salk." And his son said, "Who's he?" And he said, "He's the man who found the vaccine to wipe out polio." And his kid said, "What's polio?"
What polio? Yeah.
And that is a proof positive that vaccines work. Okay? The only problem.
I made a mistake. It's not meningitis, it's measles.
Meningitis is the disease you mentioned, but you said
right, and that's why I'm correcting myself.
No,
here.
but you called it meningitis.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Nuclear.
Yeah, but it isn't whatever you want to call it. It isn't that. It's measles outbreak.
Now, what's going to happen when all of a sudden we start coming down with bird flu?
We can test for it at my work.
So, there you go.
That's fine.
Well, no, you have it.
Yeah, but you don't have a vaccine for it.
No, they're just testing.
Not yet. And
Well,
Moderna, right before Biden left office, Biden gave Moderna $5 million, $25 million to work on a bird flu vaccine, and they've got a vaccine they're starting to test in. They're in phase 2 testing, which means they've got about 2,500 people that they're testing it on. So
yeah.
Moderna will probably have a vaccine sometime during this year.
Oh, good for Moderna. But,
and even if it doesn't go person to person, you can protect the farm workers that have to handle chickens and cows and stuff.
Well, farm workers. There's no more farm workers. That's Kevin.
What?
Have they raided your neighborhood, Kevin?
Not yet, but they've been around.
Oh, really? Have they?
Oh yeah.
They've been down in Seaside.
Who, ICE?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Well, the latest thing that's happened also, great giant orangutan person thing, he today said that he's stopping congestion,
In New York, yes.
the congestion thing here. in the
Congestion
area.
pricing.
Well, it's not called congestion pricing, but it's something like that. It's, you know, well, what it is that they have these things, and as your car goes by, it reads your license plate and it sends you a bill for $7 every time you go across this place. I think there's a limit to how much they will charge you in a given week. Okay, but I'm not sure. Anyway, Orange Orangutan just passed an order making it impossible for us to have congestion pricing.
I think that's a good idea.
Oh, that's when they have a different price when the
Yeah.
highway's busy.
Now, I could say there are certain problems with congestion pricing, but it's none of his goddamn business.
Yeah, that's a state or city
It's
issue.
a city thing.
Right.
He has, just because he's president of the United States doesn't give him the right to suddenly pass laws
You forgot
against.
he's king. He's
He's king. He's the emperor.
There is a piece of artwork with him as king. But I mean, what right does he have to come into a city and tell us what he can do and can't do? And that even goes true for our mayor. I mean, how dare he say he's not being tried anymore, or is not on the burner for...
They haven't taken the charges off, though.
No.
No.
Nobody. They can't get anybody in the Justice Department here in New York, the feds here in New York, to do it.
Right.
And I mean, and now everybody wants our mayor to quit. Even our governor says she's really kind of feels he should step down.
Oh, she's a real winner, isn't she?
Well, in this case, she's okay, But I mean,
Everybody.
I just don't understand wasn't there a thing called states' rights?
Used to be.
Where the states have a right to their, ability to rule themselves, and that the government can't do anything about it. It's weird. It's really strange. Hold on a second. Here comes Ray. It's always nice to have Ray here. I wonder what he's eating, but we'll see. Between he and Bree, we have a lunch menu. What is that? That's
He's got his green screen.
no, it isn't his green screen.
He's wearing green too.
Are you wearing green?
Or it's
Ray,
reverse.
Ray,
It's reverse screen.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yes.
I'll fix it. Just a sec.
Looks like
It does
Max
that. I
Headroom.
don't know why.
Looks like Max Headroom.
Whoa.
There you go. He is wearing green.
it's
kinda
gone
green,
now. Yeah. Okay.
There you go.
Okay. Very nice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's cute.
I don't know why it does that. It was what it was set on before, and then it gets confused.
No, but he just, okay, I kind of think we got to look at this congestion pricing, see if it's working, if it's not working. Some people claim it is working, and other people claim it isn't working. I don't know how much of a problem it is. I do know that my fare taking a car downtown is higher than it was because of this,
So, people like cab drivers, people like Uber and Lyft and stuff that have to go through downtown a lot, and it could end up costing them a fortune.
Well, I understand not. I think that's not the case. I think there's a limit to how many dollars a month or a week they will charge you.
But if they get rid of it, then they don't get charged that.
No, but what I'm saying is that Marjorie said that Lyft told her that they're only charging $1 per ride if you go into an area that isn't,
That's not bad.
So who knows? I mean, I don't know.
You know,
But-
and then you can charge your passenger an extra $5.
I don't give a rat's ass because I don't have a car. Okay.
Yeah, right.
So I don't
Yeah.
care, but I do care about the people who do have cars. And this is, but and even in this case, I could say, okay, thanks, Donald. You did something right. Let's just say we say that. But you didn't do something you're empowered to do. That's the problem. And he just assumes that he has all this power and that he can do anything he wants. And he said the other day that I can do anything I want if it helps the United States to survive. I mean,
And then he should quit the presidency.
Yeah.
yeah.
I said it last week. How are these things on the top of his list?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
really.
don't get it.
We got a lot of other problems in this country. He's worried about if they're charging people $1 a ride past the camera.
Well, this is something he could do, but it's down the list of protocols, know? I mean, this isn't the first thing you do. What's the first thing? Well, if all of you, any of you, if you were president, what would be the first thing you would enact? If you had that power.
Well, the economy. He's got to figure out what's going on with the economy.
Right. Fix the economy.
He's got to make it against the law for a pricing,
Price gouging.
which is gouging people. Yeah. That would be the
Absolutely.
first thing. That's
Grocery prices.
Yeah, well, that's how he could do that. And
Yeah.
he could have people investigate whether people are gouging us.
And they are, because their profits are higher than they've ever
Good.
been.
Then you'd be doing something. But I mean, what are some of the stupid things? The thing about straws. Who cares? It's way down the list.
The Gulf of America.
Yeah. Go.
Yeah.
I mean, he won't even let the AP news person in to the press conferences.
Yeah.
Because they won't say Gulf of America. What kind of free speech is that?
Kick the AP off Air Force One too when they travel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
AP doesn't get on it.
Until they start calling it Gulf of America.
Yeah, that's what I heard him say that today. He's like, well, as soon as they start saying Gulf of America, I'll let them back.
Now, I mean,
I'm a 5-year-old.
I don't know that I totally disagree with Gulf of America to this point, that if you look at a map, I think there's more of that Gulf hitting the United States than hitting
But it's so
Mexico.
irrelevant.
But
How
it's
did he how did that
Mexico
even get in his
500 years.
brain?
it's
Who
absolute-
cares?
Have you talked to Phil about that one?
No. So
Oh,
what are
okay.
they going to change the Panama Canal to the American Canal?
Yeah.
Well, by the way, I got to tell you what's happening. Where is it? Down in Guatemala or somewhere like that. That is part of that area where there's a thin amount of land, okay? A country is going to build a railroad that goes across that can take all the kind of, what do you call it? What are those big
Container ships?
containers? They can take those containers from one coast to the other. So the ship will offload them on one side. They will take them by train to the other side. And that's the solution to the Panama Canal, because the Panama Canal is having problems. It's starting to fall apart. It's old, so on.
Well, they have trains that run along the side of the ship and tow the ship through each of the canal, each of the locks.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't. I've seen it.
I've
They
gone
do.
on a cruise that went through the Panama Canal.
Really?
7 years ago.
They well,
Not the whole canal. Part of it's.
oh, okay. This would be a train that goes the whole length.
Okay.
Okay, so
There
on one
used to be
side,
a
on one
train.
side, you'd offload your stuff, put it on a train, then the train would take it to the other side, and then you'd offload it on the other side. Simple. I mean, not
It would add
simple.
transit time, though. Being in the shipping industry, it would piss people off with the transit time.
Yep.
Yeah. What were you saying, Jeff?
There used to be a train system before 100 years ago. And there
Was
was
it?
a train.
There was a train?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before the canal was built.
Right.
Yeah. But the trains weren't, I think, of sufficient power to be able to
No.
take those huge containers. But now they have that. And they could do it much faster than going through the Panama Canal, by the way.
Oh yeah, it takes a while.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
And what do they just have a ship on the other side?
yeah,
Is that what it
you have a
is?
ship on one side. It offloads the containers onto trains. The trains take it to the other side, and then they offload it again.
Just like they do in America. They load it in the West Coast and ship it to the East Coast and or wherever. To the
That's what they do in the Gulf of America, I heard.
Like,
Yeah.
Did you hear him say that he and the Attorney General are the only people who can say whether or not to interpret laws, which is supposed to be the job of the courts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
That's amazing.
Well, look, he's going to try and get away with anything he can get away with until somebody stops him. All right.
And how do you stop him?
Well, you stop him by going to the courts and saying to the courts, is this legal or isn't this legal?
What if he says screw you to the courts?
What the court says.
What if he says screw you to the courts? They can have him arrested. You know.
Well, he goes after the lower courts, and then the lower courts start pushing it up to Supreme Court, and then he's got the Supreme Court all set up for himself, and it's all good.
Yeah,
But they can't have him arrested because the Supreme Court said that the President of the United States, as long as he's doing his official duties, can do anything he wants.
He can shoot anybody.
So they can't arrest him.
They said the President is immune.
We are in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's only a month in.
Yeah, and
That's what I predicted.
I think
I
2
said,
months
if we
in
elect him,
there'll be no democracy left. How does Phil
almost
feel
gone.
about no democracy being left, Alan?
I don't know.
Well, ask
He's
him the
fine
next
with it.
time. Huh?
He should call in and tell us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Call in. We dare you.
He doesn't
Come
call.
on, Phil.
He doesn't call anymore, and I can't say
He'd
that.
love to call. He would love to call.
Well, he can call.
Well, we'll talk. We'll see right now.
No. Don't do it.
We're in
Don't do
big
it.
trouble.
I'm having too nice a show tonight. Don't do it.
We need controversy.
Yeah.
We brought you in for that, Ray.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
see,
so
I
controversial.
don't mind people who disagree with our point of view. All right, that's fine with me. I think that's terrific. But what we're dealing with Phil is someone who just buys everything that Trump says. He feels like he's got to be an echo chamber for Donald Trump, and he doesn't have a mind of his own anymore.
Nope.
Also, I think he has a girlfriend that's very much a right winger that believes in Trump wholeheartedly. And because of that, let's be honest, pussy trumps ethics.
Pussy trumps Trump.
Huh?
No, it doesn't actually. No, pussy doesn't trump Trump.
She is the chairman of the Republican Party over
Maloney.
by where she lives and stuff like that. So,
Well, that doesn't mean she can be an idiot. I mean,
Well, I
come
don't-
on. I never thought
haven't
I
met
never
her, so I
thought of
don't know.
Republicans as idiots. Okay,
No,
I always
neither
had a respect for the Republicans. They didn't agree with me, but they had another way of thinking, and I would listen to it and hear what they have to say.
apparently this gal, and I know her name and stuff, but I'll leave that out. The gal that Phil's dating is a lot like him when it comes to politics and other things.
No, he's becoming
They're
a
both
lot
around
like.
the same age, and they're having a good time. Let them do it.
Well,
I'm happy for Phil that he found somebody.
Yeah, especially with his prostate. Yeah.
I don't think she cares about that. So, but she's actually older than him, but she's a nice woman. And,
No, I met her. She was here. She was
Right.
very nice. There was nothing that we talked about that made me see that she believed in Trump and all of that. But then again, I didn't bring it up.
That's
I
right.
wanted a pleasant.
He probably told her. Phil probably told her not to bring it up either.
Yeah, so all we did was have a very nice, pleasant time here, all chatting and having a good time, and I liked her a lot. She was terrific. When you told me she was a real heavy Trumper, a MAGA,
She is. But that's part of the attraction for Phil. And that's good. That's okay.
Well, no, that's fine, but
Right.
it's a little insane. I mean, again, I don't want to talk about Phil when he's not here, but Phil's. I never thought of Phil as a stupid guy, But when it
Nothing's
comes
not
to
stupid.
politics, there's nobody dumber. You know, I mean,
But people like that are the epitome of confusion, because they can be smart in a lot of other ways, and then when it comes to that, they throw their brain out the door. All skepticism leaves their brain. They have no ability to think for themselves anymore.
yeah.
It's so weird.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think of Phil as being stupid particularly,
No, he's not
But when it
stupid
comes
at
to
all.
this,
He's a smart guy.
how can you see what's going on and not be upset by it? There are Republicans who are upset by it, and there are more that are slowly coming away from his side to just complaining about what's going on. I mean, how can you go along with any of this? I mean, when you try to tell the American public, well, maybe the American public is stupid enough, huh? When you try to tell the American public that Ukraine started the war,
Right.
and then I guess all his people will believe Ukraine started the war.
We've always been at war with East Asia.
But
What-
he got them believing that Ukraine started the war quite a while ago. This isn't a new thing.
No, I never heard him say it before.
I haven't either.
I heard him imply it a number of times, and I've talked to MAGA people who were, well, it's because of they're wanting to join NATO and all this stuff.
Oh yeah. Why is that a reason to invade them?
Yeah,
Right.
why is that a
Eastern
reason for
countries-
killing people?
Well, it's absurd. That's why they can't think straight. What they're doing with Russia is with Rubio is it Rubio? Marco Rubio?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This
he's
is just horrible. I mean, with Ukraine not even present, this is just wrong.
Well,
Yeah,
of course
this-
it's wrong. You're
awful.
You're talking about the destiny of another country that you're not bringing into the discussion of the future of that country.
And if you go watch the other news stations from like France and England and BBC, they're all really pissed off about this.
Yeah.
That the
They're
U.S. is
not
doing
happy
this.
with Trump.
Hmm?
They're not happy with Trump.
Who's not happy?
The other
Because-
countries
Our allies.
are
Well, our allies aren't happy with that at all. What we've done in a less than a month. Would it be a month already? Yeah.
It was 4 weeks on Monday. So.
4 weeks on Monday. What we've done in 4 weeks is we have literally lost the world.
The whole world.
The whole world is now just disappointed in us, doesn't trust us, and it's all because of Trump. And Trump has created a situation where, quite frankly, I think in another year of this, and we are going to be in wars, we are going to be broke on our ass, he's going to see the whole country collapsing around him and do nothing
He'll
about
blame it on Biden.
it.
Just still blame Biden.
Yeah.
And his followers will too. They'll just follow in lockstep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
It's really
He did the
sad.
same thing the first time he was in office. He blamed everything on Obama.
Yeah, but
But
This time he's got a plan. This time it's so much more destructive.
yeah, but I mean, I'm worried for our democracy. I really am. I mean, I have said this in the past when certain people were president, like when Reagan was president and so on. But I felt I was overstating it at that time, But I'm not overstating it now. This is dangerous stuff he's doing, And he's turning the rest of the world against us. They don't trust us anymore. We're not.
Nope.
We're not. We don't keep our promises. We don't keep our word. And I don't know what we can do about it. We can't do anything about it. He's got the Congress, he's got the Senate, and he's got the Supreme Court. So where do we go? What do we do? How do we survive? How do we
Brains for a heart
How do we
attack.
bring this guy to account? And,
No idea.
yeah, there is no idea, and I hope he has good security because I'm sure there are going to be a lot of people.
There
You
was
know.
a write-up in New York Times, I think, the other day that said he has double the Secret Service than any other president in history has had because they realize there's a lot of people pissed at him and somebody's going to try and assassinate him.
Well, it isn't.
I heard that whenever he goes anywhere, there's over 300 Secret Service agents deployed along with
Mhm.
Yeah,
Well, it
that-
costs a couple
340
million
or
to go to
something.
the Super Bowl.
I wonder how much it took for the Secret Service or whoever did it at the time to take care of, say, FDR or Truman or Eisenhower. I mean, I wonder if they had. We definitely didn't have any Secret Service that was working really well when JFK was driving down the street in Dallas.
I just heard yesterday that there were 34 agents for GFK.
But JFK was warned by the Secret Service to not drive through downtown
Yeah.
with an open top car, and JFK chose to do it anyhow. So, did they know that something like this was going to happen? I don't know, but it wasn't a smart move on the president on JFK's part because it leaves him wide open for just what happened.
Yeah. So I'm just.
So I don't think you can blame the Secret Service. They warned him, and they said, "Mr. President, we need to lift the top up of the car so nobody from an upper area. There's a lot of buildings that we're going to go around that have multi-stories, and somebody could take a shot at you." And he said, "No."
Well,
I
he wanted the people to see him. He wanted the people to see
I
him.
understand that part of it, but I think the Secret Service did a good job at least advising him. They can't make him do it.
No, absolutely not. But what I'm saying is when you say there are 300 protecting Trump at any given time,
Yeah.
comparing to how many did you say were
34.
34?
I just heard it yesterday. Yeah.
300 is not a lot, though, Ray. I mean,
No, compared to 34. What I was just trying to say was
right.
for JFK there was
34.
34. For Trump there were over 300.
Although I'm sure there's a lot more than that. Yeah, they gotta. What they do is when Trump or when the president comes to town, they send 100 agents or so and they survey it, the route. They make sure the hospitals all have his blood type. They have the escape route and a backup escape route and a backup to that and a backup and all this other stuff in case shots start firing and stuff like that. They send people in, and 300 is nothing. When the
Well,
president
that's stuff that we learned because of the JFK assassination. We
Yeah.
we didn't.
Right.
These were all things that we didn't think of ahead of time.
That's right.
You know.
They're contacting high rises where the president's going to go by or whatever, and talking to security people, and that 300 is not enough agents. They're just
No, I meant on the day of. They're like they deploy. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there are way more people involved. Working up to the day, and
I've been in San Francisco on a major street like 9th Street that comes right off 101 when he's landed at San Francisco. Not Trump. This was with Obama, I guess. And the San Francisco police, every alley, every street was blocked through traffic.
I
All
remember
police
when I was
officers-
living
Wow.
in San Francisco, and it wasn't Obama, but it was one of the presidents
Bush.
came to San Francisco, and he had to come down, from the airport down 19th Street, whatever,
9th Street,
and
usually.
then go to wherever they were going.
Right.
Every street had a barricade. Every street was blocked off.
I just said that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
same thing
Right,
is
right.
what you saw.
It's been going on for a long time.
Yeah.
right?
I saw the one time I was near LAX and it was the same thing. They blocked. It was Bush 1. They
Yeah.
blocked off everything, and I was on the sidewalk and I saw Bush in the limo go
Right.
by. I saw him
But
sitting in there.
couldn't he drive in? I mean, couldn't he helicopter in? Couldn't they take a helicopter at the airport and helicopter into wherever they're
I
going?
wonder why they
in
don't
San
do that.
Francisco?
To tell you
Yeah.
the truth, they have
Because
helicopters.
the-
They have helicopters flying over the. When Obama came in, they have helicopters looking at the buildings along 9th Street.
Yeah, but the thing is that the expense of doing that is greater than if they were to
I mean, why not helicopter the guy in? Find a hotel that he can stay in that's secure, that has a roof that they can land a helicopter on, and he can just go down the stairs.
Yeah, and it'd be
It would seem
faster
a
anyway.
lot safer.
But a lot of times they do this because they want to have the people see them. You know. Well,
The motorcade is impressive.
Yes.
Yeah.
They bring all those cars, for the motorcade and stuff in these big C-131 transports and stuff, and
Well, we just had the vice president. Who was it? I'm trying to remember. That went through the marina.
Earthquake. Yeah, the earthquake. Potato guy. Potato guy. What was his name?
Yeah.
Quayle, Dan Quayle.
Dan Quayle.
Yeah, we saw him. There weren't that many security around him.
Well, and he went. And he
nobody
stood
wanted
on.
to
He
kill
stood
him.
on a big box in the middle of the street or something to look at what was happening in the area. And I'm thinking, gee, somebody could really pop him off right there. You know, he's like saying,
Yeah.
"Shoot me." And then he, they got back in the car and he drove past my apartment. As
The mafia.
and I
the
told the
mafia
story
proves.
as he turned the corner. Somebody yelled out, "Look, Alex Bennett!"
And
It
he
wasn't
said,
me,
"No,
but I
change
was
the
down
radio
there."
station quick.
It wasn't me, but I was down there at that time.
Yeah,
Sure.
But I mean, I sat there, watched him go by, and I went, why don't you send money? Why don't you send people to? Why don't you send some water? You know what they do whenever there's a tragedy like we had in the marina. There's water. They send you water. The Red Cross brings water.
Yeah.
It is
Bottles of water in.
Bottles of water in. It's the worst tasting water you've ever had. It's just horrible. It's
Well,
ghastly.
they get it out of the bay, right where all the walrus.
No, I just called it. It's government water. I mean, what is this?
Government water.
If you're gonna send
Government
me water,
cheese.
send me like ice or something like that. Or Avion
And a
or
bottle of
something.
scotch to kill the germs in the water.
Yeah, but I mean, it was terrible. It was terrible. So, that's what I remember most about it. We got the water. Oh, thank you so much. Well, as it was, my faucets were working by that time, so didn't really matter.
Well, that's what's going to kill you quickest is no water. So
Is it really?
Yeah.
you can't live more than like 2 or 3 days without water.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you can
you
live
can
a
go
week without
a month
food.
without food.
Yeah, you can live 30
Now,
days
does
without food.
coffee count as water?
Sure.
Yeah, well, your body will turn it into water. Yeah.
And of course, I have this. Okay, so that's how I survive. But anyway, so it's all who knows what's going to happen. But I just was thinking about it tonight before we came on, and I went, "We're in goddamn trouble."
Yep.
This
Did
is
you hear that he was talking about giving everybody checks for $5,000 for relief or something? Did you hear that one?
oh good.
No, but that sounds good to me.
I saw something on Cuomo or something about that.
That'll buy me how many lunches at this restaurant I went to
Right.
today.
Yeah.
I bet you that
The
won't
lunches will
happen.
go to $250.
I bet you it won't happen either.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Wow, that's really But I just I just don't think the things are wonderful right now, and
No,
I think
you
if
put
it's
up that
Hasn't done
$500 that
anything
when
to
they
help
put up
the average guy.
it's allowed to go on, keep going on like
when they
this.
put up that $500, it's to get your mind off of other things that are going on in the world that he's
5,000,
5,000.
please.
5,000, whatever it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's all chump.
Do we have that
That's
much?
what they were saying. Smoke and mirrors.
I
Yeah.
thought
Smoke and
I
mirrors.
thought we were in debt. Wouldn't that put us further in debt?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. None of it makes sense to
wow.
me. Kevin, does it make sense to you? No.
Nope.
He's mentally ill. We have a mentally ill president.
Yes, we do.
That's the
He's
problem.
physically fit. He's a perfect specimen.
Yeah.
That's our president, okay?
I wonder if they'll bury him at Mar-a-Lago.
Oh, by the way, just quickly before I leave, did anybody see Paul McCartney on SNL?
No.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
How bad was he?
Bad.
Do you think he should quit?
Yeah.
I think it's time. I really think it's time. Anyway, hey,
watch
listen,
that.
thank you all for being here. Thank you to our good friend Jeff for being here, and Kevin for being here, and Alan for being here, and Charlie for being here, and of course the father of Adrian, Brian Neary, and the father. You have kids, Ray?
Yeah, I have 2 boys, yeah.
Two boys?
William and Jeremy.
How old are they?
27 and 22.
Wow. Wow. Anyway, that's it for tonight. Everybody give a big wave goodbye, and I will give a big wave goodbye at you, okay? There they go. There's our citizen panel for tonight. There they go, that way, that direction. Whatever. I'll see you again tomorrow night right here. The intersection is next with Amy Manuel. She's going to be taking your calls on Skype at Gabnet Live. I'll see you tomorrow night, same time, same station in life. In the meantime, as always, if you see her, of course, tell her I love her, will you? Bye, everybody.